Here with first-year Fulton head coach, veteran coach Jeff McMillan, veteran to the Fulton Falcons program and obviously prep football in the area. Falcons coming off an 8-4 2021 second round in the 4A state playoffs. Coach, we'll talk about last season in a second, but obviously you're now at the helm of this historic Fulton program. Just how surprised were you when the announcement that Coach Black was stepping down happened? How did that kind of hit you initially?
I guess shock is a good word, you know. We'd just gotten back from the AFCA convention in San Antonio.
Yeah.
He called us in his office. You know, the football coaches take care of basketball, ticket sales, clock, scoreboard, all that stuff. And he called us in his office before we went upstairs to the gym and told us, and, you know, everybody was just in disbelief. I don't think anybody spoke for a few minutes, you know. I mean, it was a shock.
Wow. And then, obviously, you get called upon to take this position. How did you react to that opportunity? Because you've been in that assistant role. Obviously, you know about running programs, but for it to happen so quickly, how did that process go for you?
I mean, you know, it started out the same as all the job processes, you know, doing the interview and that kind of thing. I'm just blessed and honored to be selected to do this, you know. And God has blessed me with 40 years in high school football.
Yeah.
Just love pouring into kids and trying to make them better individuals and better adults. And, you know, I just look forward to doing this job as a head coach again and doing it in a special place like Fulton.
So how much have you and will you lead on Coach Black? Because I know he's still around with you.
Yeah, he's our athletic director now. I mean, there's a lot of things, not necessarily bookkeeping wise, but you know, in the transition as far as getting banner ads, and bus schedules and things like that, and you know, just a lot of stuff that we've carried over that I got from Rob. And, you know, Rob leaned on me a little bit when he was the head coach for the first time, and I lean on him now, and we've got a great relationship.
Yeah.
And, you know, families go out to dinner, and we meet and watch ball games, and you know, the whole Fulton family's that way. You know, I mean, it's just a special place to be.
Right. So obviously you're going to be you. What is the Fulton program led by Jeff McMillan? How is that going to be any different than previous with Rob Black running the program?
Well, you know, the standards and the expectations of the Fulton program are never going to change.
Right.
You know, those are always going to be there, and that's, you know, we're one of the top programs in East Tennessee. You know, 6 state championships and a couple of runner-ups, and you know, those things don't change because that's what works.
Right.
You know, but as far as some changes, we'll practice a little bit differently. Game day may be a little bit differently and things like that. But as far as the passion and coming to practice with the right attitude and working hard and being competitors, that's not going to change.
He's not with you today, but you know, we've continued to see the development of Marcellus Jackson. Your quarterback plays for you in the secondary. A lot of your players have to go both ways, but what's the next step for Marcellus, specifically at quarterback?
Well, I mean, obviously, he wasn't a quarterback last year when we moved him there. And
right.
He improved from game 5 to game 10 a whole lot.
Right.
You know, and he's worked on it over the summer, and now he actually looks like a quarterback, you know, as far as learning reads and where to get the football and that kind of thing. So he's developed greatly as a quarterback. You know, and he's a dual threat guy. You know, last year he rushed for over 1,000, threw for right at 1,000, and that was in 5 games. So obviously you got to take care of him if you're on the defensive side of the ball for the other team, but you've also got to be aware of David Chanel, who's also 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
So, but he's developed really well, and he's a great leader. He holds kids accountable, and he kind of sets a tone for us.
In talking to Coach Black in the past, he obviously, and you feel this way too, it's about the line of scrimmage. Where, regardless of whatever we talk about, it go back to the line of scrimmage and defense. But where are you guys at the line of scrimmage? Start on offense. How do you feel about that group?
Well, on both sides of the ball, we've got one kid coming back to play on Friday.
Wow.
You know, that was our strength last year, was the offensive and defensive line. They were all seniors, 3 and 4 year starters, and that's where we won football games last year. We'll eventually get there. It just depends on how long it takes us with these young kids.
Yeah.
You know, and there are plenty of them, and they're good size, but they've just got to learn how to play the game and get mentally tougher because, I mean, they're like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Most of them are sophomores.
How are your numbers? Because I know that plays a role in guys having to play both sides of the ball.
It does, and we've increased our numbers. We're up to about 54 now. So, last year, I think we finished the year with about 34, 35. So our numbers have increased. We've got a good size freshman class coming in. We had a decent freshman class last year. So the numbers are up. But like I said, we've only got 5 seniors coming back and 4 juniors. So we're really, really young. Our old guys are very skilled and have been around for a long time, and they know how to get things done.
What's your thoughts on the region now that you guys are in 4A, had success last year, some local teams you're familiar with? What do you think about the region here in 2022?
Well, I think ours is as tough as any 4A region around. I mean, Anderson County's got everybody back pretty much, and South Doyle returns quite a few. Carter's got a lot of kids back, so I mean, it's a tough region every time you go out on Friday night in the region.
Coach, look forward to seeing you a bunch of times this year, as always. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it.
All right, that is Fulton head coach Jeff McMillan.